Okay, perfect example right here. So whoever this individual is, there's nothing tied down in the back of this dude's truck. He's got rakes in there, equipment, a dang wheelbarrow, all this stuff right here. And this dude's driving around. He was driving down the street in Washington. Who knows if he was on the highway, the freeway? I don't know. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the day after the incident. And if anybody's going to haggle me or berate me about posting the video, then I defer to things like that, because I got all kinds of videos. I have videos of people completely disregarding public safety, my safety, the safety of my child, and work trucks. And what I try to do is, when these things happen, I try to go to the owners of the company. I'll call. I don't want to speak to a direct report or a supervisor. I want to speak to who owns the company. And I give them an opportunity, like, hey, this is what happened. I have the video. I send them the video. And I give them an opportunity to say, look, if my child's in the car, I have a whole different feeling than if it's myself. But my safety means just as much, but my child just that much more. So if my child's in the car, forget about it. There's no negotiations whatsoever. But I make sure I relay that, hey, there's family members, people with their kids on these roads, Monticello and otherwise. So for your employee to disregard their safety, it's not acceptable. And I afford them the opportunity to speak to their employee, just to have them, dial it in, get it right, fix it, because all it takes is that one time. And if I see it again, then I just take the video to the highway patrol or find out who their insurance coverage is or whatever I got to do, put it on here. But I don't have no problem or no reservations whatsoever on putting videos of people doing dangerous stuff that would put other people's lives at risk on here and citing who they are. Hey, look, there's some folks on bicycles right there. See how they're looking around? It's so beautiful here that when people are on the bikes, they're captivated. And it's the same thing when people are in the vehicle driving down the road. It's just, Napa is it pulls you in. So there's a lot of things going on at one time, a lot of moving parts, and for people's safety and for their lives, maybe we got some things to work on. That's all I'm saying. And people are gonna sit there. Look, there's more bike riders right here, And I always tell them, stay single file. Some of them will stack 2, 3, 4 all the way out in the lane. And why are people not being told that you can't drink on a bike and go from winery to winery? I pick people up from these tours, these bike tours. I take them to it. Or I've taken people to other places and they've gone on these tours and we're completely unaware that it's illegal to drink and then ride a bike. And there was an incident right here on Yountville Cross, I believe it was. It was either Oakville Cross or Yountville Cross at the Silverado intersection with one of these two crosses. And the individual got cited for drinking and riding a bicycle. And he was flabbergasted because nobody told him that he couldn't. So are these people being advised that are doing these bike tours where they're going from winery to winery drinking? Think about that. Really think about that. Should people be drinking high alcohol content and then getting on a bike and then riding out on Silverado Trail? Not saying that those people were, but this is something that's been eating at me for quite some time. How is this happening? Why are these people not being, informed that, hey, don't do that. It's not advisable. And just think about what a recipe for disaster that is. If somebody is just going up Silverado Trail or whatever, 29, and they're stopping at the wineries and they're doing a wine tasting experience and then hopping back on that bicycle. And then you got things like this little, I don't know what you would call this, little water gutter over here. You have these thin lines in between things like this on my left side coming the opposite way, and people riding bikes. So it makes no sense. Shout out to Cliff Lade for being Napa Green certified. But yeah, so yesterday, I think for me was that final push to say something, because it begs the question, why isn't anybody telling these folks that they shouldn't be doing that? Because there could be a consequence, and it increases the risk factors. That's all. I digress.